All right, let's take a look at week 7 of the Effective Fitness Training Valor cycle. It's the cycle we're currently running on the main EFT track, if you're unaware. This is covering dates July 8th to July 13th. First of all, our strength progression from last week was 5x5. Now we're going to 6x4, kind of like we did earlier on in the cycle. For our strength on Monday, it's going to be box front squats. So if you have a bench, if you can stack some plates, if you have a box or a wall ball, something like that, a dinosaur egg looking things, you can squat down to something like that. You're squatting down in the front squat position, however you got to do it. Use some straps to extend your grip if you have mobility issues. And like I always say, if you have an issue with the front squats, do heels elevated back squats. It'll put you in a more upright position, very, very similar to the front squat. But anyways, work to a box where you can maintain good spinal alignment, and you're briefly pausing at the box or platform, whatever you're squatting down to. Briefly pause. You're not going to take a full sit and fully relax. Maintain full tension throughout the body as if you were performing a squat. Just get to that point, brief pause at that point, and then explode up. Controlled down, explode up. And that's our 6x4. Once you build up to a heavy 4, you stay there for 5 more sets, 6x4, to complete the strength training. This is for Monday, July 8th. And then we go right into a circuit. The circuit's gonna be 4 time, so this will gonna be wordy. 30 box jumps at 24 or 20 inches, 30 pull-ups. Keep them strict if you want to work on more strict pull-ups, if you want to work more work capacity, if you want to develop how much work you can do in a given amount of time, or how much work you can do in less time, then maybe do more of a kipping or a butterfly type pull-up. So after those 30 pull-ups, 30 kettlebell swings at 35 or 26 pounds, 30 bodyweight walking lunges, 30 toes to bar, or a substitute for that would be hanging leg raises, 30 push press with just the barbell, 45 pounds or 35 pound barbell, 30 back extensions, just a simple body weight Superman back extension, 30 goblet squats with 20 pounds or 14 pounds. You can use a plate, kettlebell, dumbbell, whatever you have. 30 burpees, 30 sit-ups. So this is probably gonna be one you wanna have written out so you can see it real easily, or have your phone with the app nearby so you can take a look at the exercises. We get a lot of great feedback on these types of workouts. People love them just because I think of the movement novelty. You're not stuck doing the same thing over and over again, which I do a program intentionally, the more monotonous, boring ones, because part of dealing with the monotony of it is part of that training session. So I do program those sometimes, but we do want to keep the training fresh. We want you to enjoy the training. We don't want it to always be boring and monotonous and long like that. So these ones just a good way to mix it up, a lot of different movements across the whole training. So it's like that chipper style. So you do one exercise, and then before you move on to the next, once you complete all exercises, record your time in the app. That's July 8th, July 9th, Tuesday. Like I said, 6x4 for this week, but with this upper body lift, it's gonna be a slow eccentric bench press, 6x4, after you build up to a heavy set of 4. On the eccentric, it's gonna be a 5 seconds lowering. So 5 honest seconds from the top to touching your chest, not resting on the chest, honest 5 seconds from the top down to your chest, and then exploding up as aggressively as you can. The circuit, a shorter one, 4 time, another chipper style. You're gonna do a 400 meter run, so it's kind of like your infill. If you want to sub a 500 meter row, you can. Obviously, running is gonna be more specific to the tasks that law enforcement officers face. You're not doing a 500 meter row after a suspect, right? You're gonna be running. 400 meter row, 40 air squats, 30 sit-ups, 20 push-ups, 10 pull-ups. Super fast, super high intensity. I say full send the 400 meters. I mean, like dead sprint that. And then when you're doing your air squats, don't ease up. Just work on your breathing through the air squats. Catch your breath, but continue to work hard and quickly through the air squats, into the sit-ups, into the push-ups, into the pull-ups. And the pull-ups can be difficult to get a rhythm with your breath, especially when you're completely smoked. But those 10 pull-ups, it's just full send, get them done. And then because of it's a shorter circuit, while you're gonna need a little bit of recovery time before you get into, before you're ready to do anything else, after that recovery time, we're gonna do a farmer's carry for our carry of the week. 3 sets at 1 minute and 30 seconds per set. Go as heavy as possible. Rest 1 to 2 minutes between sets. This may look like you may do more weight in the first set than you do in the last set, but take each of them with a weight that gets you close to failure at that minute 30. Like you're fingertipping by the end of that minute 30. Wednesday, per the usual, active recovery day. Thursday, July 11th, our T agility drill, and then our sprints are at 3 sets of 200 meters. That's where we're at with our sprint progression. Take your time, do some warm-up sprints. I mean, we give you a run-specific warm-up, but don't just do this dynamic warm-up, run your agility drill, and go full send on a 200-meter sprint. Maybe get a couple shorter distance sprints in, get your legs loosened up, make sure you're not popping a hamstring. After that, a longer Thursday conditioning, which we've seen throughout this cycle. 4 times as many rounds as possible in 8 minutes. You're gonna do 200-meter run, 20 burpees. So it's like a massive shuttle run. 200 meters, 20 burpees. 200 meters, 20 burpees. 200 meters, 20 burpees. Get as many rounds as possible in 8 minutes. Rest 5 minutes. So you can do a running timer, or you just set a timer for the 5-minute rest. 8 minutes of work, 5 minutes of rest, and then you're gonna do another as many rounds as possible in 8 minutes. Of a 200-meter run, scaled down this time. Instead of burpees, just push-ups. So not to say that's easy, but it's easier than burpees. So you got 8 minutes of work, 5 minutes of rest, 8 minutes of work. If you want to sub the run for a row, a 250-meter row in lieu of the run. Flex Fridays continue with their progression. And then our TAC SAT for this one. Scale the weight as needed for this workout, okay? I got prescribed weights, but scale it as needed based on what you have. Tactical skill integration, this is going to be 4 rounds for time. The tactical skill integration is going to be a tourniquet application after each round. Pick a different limb each time. If you want to scale the intensity or the difficulty, you can have a kind of a mangle up your tourniquet a little bit in between, because not everyone's going to have a perfectly staged tourniquet. Especially if you have a partner who's down, you're supposed to use their tourniquet. As a good partner, you should make sure their tourniquet's squared away, but you just never know what they have going on, what they have. Or if you run into somebody from a different agency, you don't know, maybe their tourniquet's still in the plastic, for all you know. So, you can scale it that way. You can do it eyes closed, however you want. But basically, just apply a tourniquet in between each round. And the rounds are 100 feet of plate overhead walking lunges, so 45-pound plate or 25-pound plate. So it's overhead walking lunges. If you can't hold that overhead position, either you could try using a barbell, so you could do a wider grip. That'll reduce the shoulder flexion requirements of the movement, or you can just do a front rack carry, either barbell or hold a plate in the front, like a chest hug type position. So 100 feet of that into 30 box jumps at 24 inches or 20 inches, into 20 goblet squats at 50 pounds or 35 pounds, and then finishing with 10 plyo push-ups. Plyo push-ups being like a very ballistic, powerful push-up, pushing as hard as you can. And that's it. That's your TAC Saturday, and that is your week of training. If you have any questions, let us know in the app or shoot us an email at coach@effective.fitness. Don't forget about all your resources in the membership portal at effective.fitness. When you log in on the website and you go into your membership portal, there's a ton of resources. Don't forget about all that stuff. You pay for not just the training, you pay for all those nutritional resources. There's a ton of articles, and we try to provide law enforcement officers around the world with everything they possibly need to be successful in this space, in the physical fitness, health space. We try to make it specific to you, to your job, to the difficulties you face, and some of the advantages you do have. So don't just think that your membership is just this training. Take advantage of all your resources. Absolutely check those out. Again, get with us in the Train Heroic app if you have any questions, and let's have a good week of training.